How to Build Self-Love That No One Can Destroy. Carl Jung on Emotional Growth. What if I told you that somewhere deep inside, you exists a power so profound, so quietly transformative, that once you awaken it, no heartbreak, rejection, or fear could ever take it away from you? This isn't about wishful thinking or shallow affirmations. It's about the kind of self-love that Carl Jung discovered when he began exploring the most hidden layers of the human psyche, a kind of love that isn't built on ego, but on truth. Today I want to take you there, to that sacred place within yourself where real strength is born, because this isn't about repeating "I am enough" in front of the mirror while secretly doubting every word. It's about rebuilding the relationship you have with yourself from the ground up, the way you speak to your soul, the way you stand by yourself when life tests you, the way you stop abandoning who you are just to be accepted. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will not only understand how to find this strength, but how to make it utterly unbreakable. Jung once said that every human being carries an entire universe within, a vast inner cosmos he called the unconscious. Most people think of the unconscious as a dusty basement of forgotten memories, but Jung saw it differently. He saw it as a living, breathing force, a silent voice that's always trying to guide you back to your truth. Have you ever felt that strange pull in your gut before making a big decision? That whisper that says, "Don't go there," or the sudden spark that fills you with excitement when you imagine a dream you've buried for too long? That's your unconscious speaking. It speaks through intuition, through emotion, through dreams, through everything you've been taught to ignore. And here's the secret that many overlook. When you stop listening to it, you disconnect from your essence. You lose your compass. But when you finally begin to pay attention, everything changes. You start to build a self-love that doesn't crumble when others withdraw their affection. You begin to feel grounded in your own skin. Picture this. You're in a relationship that seems fine from the outside. Words of affection, promises of love. Yet deep down, something feels off. You feel yourself shrinking. You stop laughing the way you used to. Your dreams get quieter. Or maybe at work, you take on everything because you can't say no, afraid to disappoint, afraid to be seen as less. Jung would tell you, this is not random, this is your unconscious screaming for alignment. That discomfort you feel, it's not weakness. It's your soul trying to tell you that you've been betraying yourself for too long. Those knots in your chest, that quiet exhaustion, they are signals, not flaws. And the moment you start reading those signals instead of suppressing them, you begin to heal. Jung called one of his most profound discoveries the shadow. It's the part of you you've buried. Your anger, your jealousy, your fear, your sadness. The emotions you've been told are bad or unacceptable. But here's the truth. What you hide doesn't disappear. It grows stronger in the dark. The shadow is the version of you that only wants one thing: to be acknowledged. Maybe you feel envy when someone succeeds. It's not that you're bad. It's that your shadow contains a repressed desire to shine too, but you've never allowed yourself to. Or maybe you get furious when someone ignores you because deep inside, your shadow still fears being invisible. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's your unhealed self asking to be seen. And when you stop fighting it and instead bring it into the light, something incredible happens. You stop fighting yourself. Take a deep breath right now. Ask yourself quietly, what in my life feels heavy? What part of me have I been refusing to look at? Don't try to fix it. Just notice it. Because this moment, this awareness, is where real transformation begins. Jung believed that self-love isn't about perfection. It's about wholeness. And wholeness means embracing both your brilliance and your brokenness. Think of the times you let people cross your boundaries because you were afraid of losing them. Think of the times you kept silent even when your heart screamed no. Every one of those moments is your shadow calling out for your attention. But Jung teaches us that healing begins when you start to take that power back, when you honor your own inner voice. The next time you feel that quiet resistance inside you, say it out loud. Even if your voice shakes, "No, I can't do that today." It may sound small, but to your unconscious it means everything. It says, "I exist, I matter." Jung also spoke of projections, the way we unconsciously see in others what we refuse to see in ourselves. When someone fascinates you or triggers you, it's rarely about them. It's about you. You might admire someone's confidence without realizing that what attracts you is your own unclaimed strength. Or maybe you dislike someone for being arrogant, not noticing that part of you wishes you had the same boldness to speak your truth. Every emotion you project onto others is a mirror showing you another piece of your soul. That's what true self-love looks like, taking responsibility for your inner world. It's realizing that no one else can heal you, validate you, or save you. You must become your own healer, your own guide, your own anchor. And sometimes that healing doesn't come in silence but in chaos. Have you ever noticed how life tends to fall apart right before something inside you awakens? The arguments, the endings, the confusion, they're not punishment. Jung would say they're the language of the unconscious. The storm is not trying to destroy you, it's trying to cleanse you. Chaos is the fire that burns away the false layers so your real self can emerge. When everything feels like it's collapsing, ask yourself, what truth is this chaos trying to show me? Write it down. Don't censor it. Jung used a practice called active imagination, a dialogue between the conscious mind and the unconscious. Try it. Let your inner voice speak freely without fear. You'll be amazed by what surfaces, by the wisdom you already carry within. So far, we've discovered that self-love isn't something given by others. It's something you build through awareness. By listening to your unconscious, facing your shadow, and embracing your projections, you begin to feel whole again. But there's one final step Jung insisted on, the art of letting go. You cannot fill a cup that's already full. And if your life is overflowing with people, routines, or fears that no longer align with who you are, how can you make room for what truly nourishes you? Think about it. How many times have you stayed in situations that drained you because you were afraid of change? How many times have you clung to something that had already ended? Jung believed that these attachments are not just about fear. They're the unconscious telling you, you deserve more. Individuation, Jung's term for becoming your true self, is the sacred journey of releasing everything that isn't authentically you. Imagine your life as a closet, packed with clothes that no longer fit. You keep them out of habit, out of nostalgia, out of guilt, but deep down you know they're not yours anymore. Letting go isn't loss, it's liberation. Take another deep breath. Think of one thing, one relationship, one belief that's been weighing on you. Now imagine what your life would feel like if you released it, that lightness, that quiet sense of peace. That's the soul remembering its natural state. Sometimes we think that holding on means strength, but in truth, the greatest strength lies in surrender. Every time you let go of what no longer serves you, you reclaim a piece of your power. And as you do, life begins to align with your true essence. You start attracting people, situations, and opportunities that reflect your worth instead of your wounds. So if you've made it this far, know this: something inside you is awakening. The same force that Jung spent his life studying, the union of shadow and light, is now stirring within you. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. And once you truly see that, nothing and no one will ever have the power to take your light away again. But Jung teaches us something even more profound that often gets overlooked. Your energy is sacred. It is the invisible thread that sustains your peace, your dreams, and your very existence. It is not something to be scattered carelessly or given to anyone who demands it. Protecting your energy is not selfishness. It is a declaration of self-respect, an act of love toward your own soul. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you are saying yes to your inner light. So the next time someone asks you for something that makes you uneasy, pause before responding. You can simply say, "I'll think about it and get back to you." It's gentle, yet powerful. It's not a rejection if you're not ready to say no, but it gives you space. Space to listen to your inner voice instead of reacting automatically. Jung would say that in that pause, you are beginning a dialogue with your unconscious, a sacred moment where the deeper part of you begins to speak, guiding you toward what truly serves your soul. Try it this week. Notice how different it feels when you give yourself permission to pause, to breathe, to check in with your truth before giving away your time or your energy. Small actions like these plant the seeds of deep self-love. Now let's talk about relationships, the most powerful mirrors we encounter. Jung believed that every person we attract reflects something within us. The people we choose to keep close are living symbols of our inner world. If you are surrounded by those who support you, who celebrate you, who help you grow, it's because something inside you already honors your own worth. But if your life feels surrounded by conflict, criticism, or uncertainty, it's not punishment. It's a message. Your unconscious is asking you to look inward, to bring awareness to the parts of yourself that are still asking for healing. Many people stay in relationships that no longer nurture them simply because they fear loneliness. But Jung would say that loneliness often appears not because we lack others, but because we've lost connection with our true self. So, how do you know when it's time to let go? Jung would whisper, listen to your intuition, listen to your body. If being with someone leaves you feeling small, anxious, or emotionally drained, that's your soul's way of saying, this isn't for you. It's not misfortune or coincidence. It's your inner wisdom guiding you toward freedom. And that's where the magic begins. When you release what no longer nourishes you, the universe notices. It starts to align itself with your new frequency. When you choose yourself, when you honor your own boundaries, everything around you begins to transform. Take a moment now. Think of one relationship that feels heavy. Ask yourself quietly, does this person help me become more of who I am, or do they make me hide? Don't rush to answer. Just allow the question to sit in your heart, because self-love that cannot be broken is built on the courage to walk away from what dims your light and move toward what allows it to shine. Now let's move to something just as important, dreams. Jung believed our dreams, both the ones that come at night and the ones we hold in our hearts, are direct messages from the unconscious. They are not random fantasies. They are the soul's way of reminding us why we are here. Have you ever longed for something deeply, to create, to travel, to begin again, but abandoned it because of fear or others' opinions? When we silence those dreams, we are saying no to the essence of who we are. And every no to your essence quietly erodes your self-worth. So tonight, before you sleep, try this small ritual. Write down the question. What desire of mine have I forgotten? Don't judge the answer. Don't analyze it. Just write whatever surfaces. Jung used to see dreams, whether nocturnal or waking, as doorways to the unconscious. They reveal the parts of ourselves that still want to live. Let this practice reconnect you with that spark that once made your heart feel alive. These small acts are sacred. They are how you remember who you truly are. And when you remember, your energy begins to shift. You start attracting people who match your light, situations that resonate with your truth. Jung observed this in many of his patients, that once they aligned with their authentic selves, their external world reorganized itself, as if the universe were responding to their courage. If these words stir something in you, share them with someone who might need to hear them, a friend, a relative, a colleague, because messages like this create a ripple effect. They awaken others to the same truth, that real love begins with oneself. And remember, Jung didn't just teach us to let go of what hurts. He taught us to integrate every part of who we are, the light, the shadow, the dreams, the fears. True self-love isn't about perfection, it's about wholeness. Imagine your life as a great puzzle. Some pieces are radiant, your laughter, your talents, your kindness. Others are darker, your doubts, your anger, your grief. But Jung believed that you cannot complete the picture if you reject the darker pieces. Integration means accepting every part of your being, even the ones that scare you. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what part of me have I been rejecting? Maybe it's the fear of failure, the sadness you've hidden, or the anger you've never expressed. You don't have to fix it. Just recognize it, because when you acknowledge it without judgment, it begins to lose its grip on you. It transforms from a source of pain into a source of power. Jung called this the gold in the shadow, the hidden potential that lies within the parts we try to hide. Now let's return to relationships once more, because this is where the lesson becomes practical. The people who enter your life are reflections of your inner state. If your relationships are filled with love and peace, it's because you have cultivated that within yourself. But if you find yourself surrounded by criticism, conflict, or confusion, it's not a curse, it's an opportunity. Something within you is asking to be integrated. Here's a practice Jung often encouraged. The next time someone frustrates you, instead of reacting, Ask yourself, what in this situation reflects something within me? Write it down. Sit with it. The answer might surprise you. These reflections, uncomfortable as they are, help you reclaim pieces of your power that you once projected onto others. Every time you bring awareness to yourself instead of blame, you strengthen your self-love. You build inner peace that no one can take away. And then comes synchronicity, one of Jung's most beautiful ideas. It's the mysterious alignment of events that seem too meaningful to be chance. When you release what drains you, life begins to flow in miraculous ways. You meet the right person at the right moment. The right opportunity appears just when you needed it. It's not coincidence. It's life mirroring your inner transformation. But to see these signs, you must trust yourself. And trust begins with love, with integrating your light and your shadow, your courage and your fear. So take another deep breath. Feel how everything we've talked about, energy, relationships, dreams, shadows, all point back to the same truth, that when you honor yourself, the universe honors you in return. If this resonates with you, imagine the ripple effect it could create if more people lived this way. Aware, integrated, full of love instead of fear. And finally, return once more to your dreams, those quiet desires that refuse to die. Jung saw them as the compass of your soul. Ask yourself, what did I once want before the world convinced me it wasn't possible? What would I do if I weren't afraid? Write it down tonight. Let your heart answer honestly. You don't need a plan, just the courage to listen. Because every great transformation begins there, with a single act of remembering who you truly are. Just reconnect with that spark. Then take one small step toward it this week. Draw something. Read about that dream. Talk to someone who lives it. Tell me in the comments what you chose. Jung would say you're listening to yourself, that deeper part of you that knows exactly who you are. So what does self-love that no one can break look like? It's waking up knowing you are enough, not because someone tells you so, but because you feel it. It's choosing relationships that lift you up, not the ones that drain you. It's chasing your dreams, even if it's just one small step at a time. That's what Jung wanted for you, an authentic life. Let's take one final pause. Breathe deeply. Imagine your life filled with that kind of self-love. How would you feel? What would you change today? Don't answer out loud. Just feel it. Because this isn't the end. It's the beginning. And if this moved something inside you, subscribe and turn on the bell. Let's close with a quick reflection. Jung taught us that self-love is not an external gift, but an inner journey. Listen to your unconscious. Integrate your shadow. Let go of what no longer serves you, and follow your dreams. Every step makes you stronger, more yourself. And the message I want you to take with you is this. Stop searching outside for what you already have within. You are enough. You always have been. Now live it. Before I go, one last invitation. Share this video with someone who needs this message. Leave a comment about what resonated with you the most, or what you're going to change today. Your words inspire others and help this message reach farther. If you haven't yet, like this video and subscribe. Together we can build a community where we all dare to truly love ourselves. Thank you for being here, for listening, for being part of this. See you in the next video. Remember, change begins with you and the world needs your light. I'll be waiting.